There are three primary types of style sheets: browser style, user style, and author style. There are subcategories within author style, and we'll be examining all of these in this chapter. For this particular exercise, I want to focus on browser style. Browser style is often referred to as default style, and from this terminology, you can probably guess that the browser is what is giving the style to a page when no other style is present. So if you haven't added any CSS to your document, somehow that document is still being displayed with some semblance of style. If we take a look at this particular example from Chapter 3, we see that when we open it in our Firefox browser, that worrisome.com is blue and underlined with large text. The next bit of text here, which is in a block quote, you might recall, appears to be indented, right? And as we go down the rest of the page, we see variety in the way that headers are sized and that they're bold, right? And how a bulleted list might appear and how a numbered list might appear. Also, body text and the size of it and the weight of it as well. So I have no style whatsoever on this page. What on earth is making these particular choices? Well, of course, it's the browser. What's interesting to me is the fact that many people are not aware of the browser doing this. And what happens is that without that awareness, you can create a style and not understand why some things are still looking a different way. Browser styles will always display in the absence of any other style. This is very important to know. While it is a very weak link, obviously, any element you style will take the style that you write. The fact is that if you don't have a style for something, the browser, the CSS browser, is going to do it for you. If you're on the PC and you'd like to see what a default browser style sheet looks like, and you have Firefox or Mozilla installed, you can do a search for an html.css file, and then open that file in your favorite editor and take a look for it. It's a little bit more difficult to find on the Macintosh, but let's go ahead and do that. What we do is we go to the Applications directory, and we find Firefox. Then right-click on it and go to Show Package Contents. Here we have to dig a little. We go into Contents, and then Mac OS, and then we want to scroll down until we find the Res folder. And in that folder, we'll see html.css. This is for Firefox Mozilla, the default styles that will appear if you have no other styles present. So I went ahead and I opened that up in Dreamweaver here so that you could take a look at that. And as we scroll down, you can begin to see some complex style that is being created. For example, here's a block quote, and it's being described as a display of block. It has a margin, and it has padding to the left. This is what gave us that indent that we saw when we viewed our particular page in Firefox. So if we go back there for a moment, you can see here that there's space right there before the block quote, right? And that is the browser style that is creating that space. And of course, as you examine this document in greater detail, you begin to see other features that are styled. How the header elements have a font weight of bold, what size they might be, what kind of margins are around them, all of the style details that eventually you're going to write styles for that will match up to the design that you would like to create. But if there are no other CSS styles available, the browser does the styling. In other browsers such as Opera, Safari, Internet Explorer, the actual styles are built into the programs themselves. But fortunately, Firefox Mozilla allows us a little peek at how a browser actually styles things by providing us with the very style sheet that it uses in order to show default style.